One thing people need to be aware of is that fire companies respond to over 370,000 house fires every year. And it comes up to like 2,700 fire deaths. We found that if you're going to die in a house fire, you're going to die between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. And you're going to die from the smoke rather than fire. And you're probably going to be dead before the fire company even leaves. The only thing that takes care of that is a smoke detector, and that's the first step. Every home should have multiple active smoke detectors. Smoke detectors aren't expensive anymore. If you go to the local fire company, most of them have some smoke detectors on hand that they will give away because of WNEP and their Save a Life program. They donate them. Here I have smoke detector batteries that Energizer has given us to hand out. So whatever you need should be at your local fire department. But as I said, they're not that expensive to begin with. The main reason we have deaths in house fires, especially those with smoke detectors, is we find that the smoke detector didn't go off because it didn't have batteries in it, or the batteries were dead. An active smoke detector works. The main causes of house fires is actually cooking, and that's followed by smoking. Cooking fires kill about 400 people a year. Although we have more cooking fires than we have fires due to people smoking, smoking causes more deaths per year in house fires, because most of the time it's somebody that's smoking, they fall asleep, and that catches something on fire. And usually it's right where they're at. So chances of survival are pretty slim. The other problem with that is a lot of times when you have a house fire that began with smoking, it's others in the building because of the smoke that die, and maybe not the guy. And he may have put it there, left it on the couch, and went to another room or went to bed. As far as what you can do for cooking, there's some simple things you can do. If you have a fire on a stove, on a pot, put a lid on it. Don't play around with it. Don't throw water on it. Put a lid on it. It'll go out. If the fire's in the oven, shut the oven off. Leave the door closed. It's designed in there to take the heat. You open it up, you're going to give it air, and you're going to have fire coming out at you. Let that part to us. We're trained for it, and we have the stuff to protect ourselves. A lot of people, when they put a broiler in, flames come around the steaks. Well, I'm going to throw some water on it. I guarantee if you stand there and you throw some water on it, you're going to get speckled with all kind of hot grease. It's going to come right back out at you. Smaller appliances, as far as like can openers, toasters, most of those work on springs. If you think of it, you put your toast in a toaster, you push it down. When they're done, it pops up. Spring holds it up. Same with a can opener. You put a can in it, push down, lift up, take the can away. Spring holds the handle up. Springs get weak. And at times, I've seen them already, where they've dropped down enough to take a can opener and just start it running. And it runs and runs until it gets so hot it starts a fire. Same way with a toaster. The toaster will start trying to toast. It doesn't really know if there's any bread in there. All it knows is that thing has come down and it's making contact. So always keep that stuff unplugged. The biggest problem with microwaves is usually people getting scalded because they don't think about it being hot. There is no heat, you don't feel heat, then you reach down and you grab the container and you find all kind of heat. Right now, we're looking at the heating season. You need to make sure that your heating units are cleaned. Make sure your chimneys are clean. If you're using gas, oil, kerosene, wood, or anything like that in the house, you should have a carbon monoxide detector, because you cannot smell carbon monoxide. It's called the silent killer. It'll kill you. You can be in the room, sitting up, watching. You'll never know. You'll go to sleep forever. Holiday season is coming up. When the Christmas tree comes down, the lights come out, so do the extension cords. A lot of these extension cords are used year after year after year. They throw away the lights, put new lights on, keep the extension cords. There you have to watch the size of the cord. And it's not the thickness of the wire that you see, it's the thickness of the wire that's inside. You can have a cord that's that big around and only have two 18-gauge wires in there, which are very, very small. You need to look at the unit and see what it's designed for. It'll be marked 15 amp, 20 amp, whatever. You've got to make sure that that's what you stay under. Christmas trees, they got to have water. The real ones got to have water. They will burn so fast you won't believe it. I've got video of a room with a Christmas tree in. You won't believe how fast that room goes up. What we need to teach our children and the rest of the family, if there's a fire, number one, get everybody out and call the fire department. When you say get everybody out, they need to know where to go. There needs to be a meeting place. It can be a tree, the doghouse, the garbage cans, whatever. Someplace where everybody comes together and you can take a head count. So you know everybody's out of the house. And that's one thing they don't usually talk to the kids about. Yeah, we have an escape route here, an escape route there. Where do they go once they get outside? Don't go back in for the dog or cat. Most of the time, the dog and the cat gets out anyhow. They're a lot smarter than human beings. They see that fire, they smell the smoke, they're leaving. Don't try to fight the fire. Let that up to us. But make sure you call 911 and you give them accurate directions. Make sure you know where you live. A good street address. Tell them what town you live in. 246 Main Street. Sunbury, Milton, Lewisburg. Be anywhere. And people don't understand. When you pick up your cell phone and you dial 911, you get whatever tower comes up first. It doesn't mean if I sit here, pick up my phone, dial 911, I'm going to get Snyder County. I could get Sunbury. I could get Lewisburg. Whatever tower picks it up first, that's where I'm going. So you got to make sure you know who you're talking to and give good, accurate directions. And probably last but not least, you just have to be careful. Just think before you do things. When you run an extension cord, don't put furniture on top of it. Don't put it under a carpet because you can't see what's going on. Put furniture on top of it. Everybody, as they get in and out, you end up starting to wear on the cord. The cord catches the carpet catches the couch, and here we go. The construction we have today, the new lightweight construction, is great as far as cost, its actual weight, and its strength until fire hits it. Then it comes apart, I'd say 20 times faster than a regular building. They tell us right now that if you would have a basement fire before you go in on a floor above the basement, if it's lightweight construction and it's past the 3 or 4 minute mark, don't do it. Well, 3 or 4 minutes, we're probably not even there yet. So we're behind the 8 ball once we get there. And it's not cheap construction. Houses that are built with 4,000, 5,000 square feet, costing $500,000, has the same construction. It's lightweight. In many states, they have to mark them on the front door. So the fire company knows this is lightweight construction. Stay off the roof. Watch what you're doing. Be as safe as you can. If you really want to be safe when you build a home, put sprinklers in. Residential sprinklers. People worry about, well, the sprinkler's going to go off, my room's going to get wet. maybe. But if there's a fire in that room, it's not going anywhere else. And that's what you got to watch. It stays in that room, that's great.